Well, hello there. How are you? So, can you think of a place or a situation in your life where you feel like you have to shrink yourself or go back to an old version of yourself to fit in? Does it make you feel kind of yucky? Maybe it's time to limit or avoid those situations. Hi, I'm Sage. I'm a growth coach. Whew, this topic's good for around this holiday season, right? The topic is avoid spaces that require a reduced version of yourself. So, why is it a bad idea to shrink yourself in your environment? What can cause this? Well, I would say maybe like some anger or some resistance from the people around you, and you're just kind of like, you kind of cower down and you just try and say the right things, and you just like try and be who they want you to be, right? Or maybe it's mistakes. Maybe it causes mistakes and stumbles in you. So maybe here's the funny thing. I think when we're trying to not be our authentic selves, we make all these weird stumbles, or we say things and we're like, that's not even me. Why did I say that? Or we do these actions that I'm like, I haven't done that since I was 20. All these things happen because we're in a state of insecurity. We don't feel comfortable in the situation. So we go back to grade school where we're like, oh, I hope everybody likes me, blah, blah, right? And then we start to just mess up all the time. Now, regret is another aspect of this, right? We can regret being the right person for the situation, or for our family and their expectations, or for this group of friends. And that regret type feeling can cause us to just not really be who we are. So sometimes it's anger and resistance. Sometimes it's we just have insecurities, so we make mistakes and stumbles. And sometimes it's regret. So here's a quote: "Don't you dare shrink yourself for someone else's comfort. Do not become small for those who refuse to grow." Steve Maraboli. Can you think of a situation where you've been shrinking yourself? Is there a way that you could communicate that? Or maybe set boundaries? Or is it time to just break free? So I've got 3 ways for you today. 3 ways to choose to be your authentic self. So number 1, stand in your power. Stand in your grace. Stand in your authenticity. And then communicate your expectations. So if you get in this situation, during the holidays, and this kind of dynamic happens with your family, but you've outgrown that, maybe you need to call your brother on the phone before you go and say, hey, here's the deal. I'm not going to talk about this. We're not going to bring this issue up. I'd like to have a good time, and we're not going to make some kind of fight, at our holiday dinner. And maybe that's going to work. Or number 2, maybe you could set boundaries. Maybe you'll only see this person when it's absolutely necessary, or for real small chunks of time. Now, let me be clear. You can love certain friends in your life, or love certain family members in your life, and not agree with them. That is okay. That is okay. So maybe at about the 3.5 hour mark, the toxicity in your family starts rising and you can feel it. And the hairs in the back of your neck are standing up. Exit at 3 hours. Oh, just be a great version of yourself for 3 hours. Thank you so much for having me. This was wonderful. And I don't care if you have to make up some white lie to exit stage left. It might just be time before the toxicity starts bubbling up. Okay, so number 3, after the boundaries, is walk away. Okay, so I want to be very clear. In the title of this, it says avoid spaces that require a reduced version of yourself. And I want to clarify avoid. Avoiding anything in the current definition of avoid sounds like you're not growing or not processing things or not moving through things. I get that. Okay, but that's not what I mean by this title. It's not in a toxic way. Basically, what I mean is that if you have tried the options above, which are standing your power and setting boundaries, and those things are not working because they're not being honored by the other people, then you have to let that situation go. Let that person go. Provide some space between you and that person. Who knows? Maybe a year from now, they're going to be better. Maybe they're going to choose to grow. But right now, bye-bye. Okay? It's okay to still love somebody from afar, to care for somebody from afar. But you don't need all that toxicity in your life. That's what I mean by avoid. Okay? So circling around, avoid spaces that require a reduced version of yourself. How could you use these 3 steps to become your more authentic self today? I'm Sage. I'm a growth coach, and I appreciate every moment that you grow with me. Thank you so much. Please follow me at Sage Robinson Miller on YouTube and share it with anybody who might be interested. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Love you.